There are people who feel happy the moment they see you struggling. But what they don't know is that there's an energy key right inside your kitchen that can completely turn the situation around. That key is not some rare object. It is vinegar, something you see every single day. I am Malcolm Sage Feng Shui, a Feng Shui expert with over 40 years of experience. Today, I'm going to show you 4 special places in your home where vinegar can become a powerful Feng Shui tool. When placed in the right spot and in the right way, it doesn't just clean, it blocks harmful energy, protects your luck, and clears the path for money to flow into your life. Before we begin, pause for a moment and affirm, I am opening the door to welcome wealth and new opportunities into my life. Write this sentence in the comments to activate the positive flow of energy right now. And if you find this message valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next powerful Feng Shui secrets. Most people only see vinegar as a kitchen seasoning or an ordinary cleaning solution. But what few realize is that thousands of years ago, vinegar was already used in spiritual rituals and cleansing practices across many cultures. In Feng Shui, vinegar is seen as an energy conductor. Because of its acidic nature, it has the ability to cut through stagnant energy and dissolve the invisible heaviness that lingers in a space. These residues may come from arguments, worries, visitors who bring negative energy, or even your own toxic thoughts. When they stay too long, they block the flow of money, opportunities, and peace of mind. What's special is that vinegar doesn't just cleanse, it also protects. When used correctly, vinegar creates an invisible shield around your home, making you less vulnerable to negative forces from the outside. Many people, after applying this method, notice that troubles naturally decrease, while luck and opportunities show up more often. This is not magic, but the natural movement of energy. When energy flows freely, prosperity will always find its way to you. Now that you understand why vinegar can become such a powerful Feng Shui tool, remember this: not every place you put vinegar will bring results. There are 4 specific locations in your home where vinegar's energy is amplified the most. If you know how to use them, money, luck, and opportunities will naturally flow towards you. Spot 1. The front door, the gateway of destiny. Your front door is not just where you step in and out. In Feng Shui, it is considered the gateway of destiny, the point through which all energy, opportunities, fortune, and even misfortune enter. Each time you open the door, energy from the outside world instantly pours in. It may be joy and warmth from a friendly guest, but it could also be envy, anger, or heavy energy carried by people or unwanted situations. If the front door is bright, clean, and uncluttered, it becomes like a wide open path where wealth, opportunity, and peace can easily find you. But if the door is dusty, blocked by objects, or neglected, it turns into a place where stagnant energy accumulates. That's when the positive flow gets blocked, and you'll feel it in your life. Work stuck in place, money arriving only to slip away, and your spirit becoming more tense with each passing day. This is where vinegar reveals its true power. Vinegar is not just a liquid for cooking. It carries a natural acidic frequency that cuts through and washes away invisible energy traces. When you use vinegar to cleanse the area around your front door, you are declaring to the universe, this home welcomes only prosperity and peace. All harmful energy must stop outside. A woman named Jana experienced a remarkable change through this very ritual. She lived alone and constantly felt her home was heavy. Visitors left behind discomfort, and her finances were always delayed. One afternoon, she took a clean cloth, dipped it into a vinegar solution, and began wiping the doorframe, the handle, even the old doormat at the entrance. As she did, she breathed deeply and silently wished to release everything that no longer belonged to her. The moment she finished, she felt the air around her become lighter. And then the unexpected happened. The troublesome neighbor who had always disturbed her suddenly disappeared from her life. A few days later, the money she had been waiting on for months finally arrived. Jana later shared that from that very moment, it felt like her home began to breathe differently. She decided to make vinegar cleansing of the front door a weekly ritual. From then on, she noticed her path clearing, work becoming smoother, and joy knocking at her door more often. This is not magic. This is the natural movement of energy. When you clear the threshold, you are not just cleaning a physical door. You are opening a new path for luck and prosperity to walk in. Once you're done, stand still at the entrance. Take a deep breath and affirm, only positivity, prosperity, and peace are allowed to enter my home. When spoken with sincerity, the doorway becomes a sacred boundary, keeping out all you do not want, while welcoming everything you've been seeking. Spot 2. The bathroom. The place where old energy is released. Inside your home, there is one room that seems ordinary, yet it carries a powerful influence over the energy of the entire family. That is the bathroom. Most people see the bathroom only as a place for personal hygiene. But in Feng Shui, it is a space of release. It is where you cleanse your body while also letting go of stress, fear, illness, and the heavy emotions that have followed you throughout the day. The problem is, not everything is washed away completely. Residues of negative energy can cling to the mirror, remain in the pipes, hide in unseen corners, or even linger in the air. If the bathroom lacks light or proper ventilation, it can become a trap that holds on to stagnation. When this happens, you will feel it clearly. Even after bathing, your body still feels heavy. Your spirit is not refreshed. And over time, both health and finances begin to suffer. This is where vinegar comes into play. Vinegar doesn't just remove stains or odors. It is an energy purifier. When you clean the bathroom with vinegar, you are dissolving layers of invisible heaviness and opening a brighter, freer space. It is as if you are telling the universe, I release all that no longer serves me. I open the way for freshness and prosperity to enter. A true story proves this. Anne, a woman burdened with worry and exhaustion, had spent many nights unable to sleep. One morning, following her intuition, she mixed vinegar with warm water and began to wipe down her bathroom. As her hand touched the mirror, tears suddenly streamed down her face, though she didn't know why. Yet, when she finished cleaning, she felt lighter than ever before. A few days later, she received a phone call inviting her to collaborate on an important project, one that restored the financial stability she had been missing for so long. From that day on, Anne turned the practice of cleansing her bathroom with vinegar into a regular ritual whenever she felt her life was blocked. The bathroom is like the subconscious of the home. It holds what no one else sees, the things you want to release but haven't fully let go of. When you clean it with vinegar, you are not just cleansing the physical space. You are clearing your inner mind and emotions. And once the old energy leaves, peace, luck, and prosperity can flow in more naturally. After cleaning, take a few moments to stand still in the bathroom. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and affirm, I release all that no longer belongs to me. I open space for freshness, health, and prosperity. This affirmation acts like a door closing on the past and opening into a new chapter, transforming the bathroom into a place of rebirth and energy renewal for your entire life. Spot 3. The bedroom, the heart of the subconscious. The bedroom is where you close your eyes after a long day, where you rest, dream, and where the deepest layers of your subconscious are opened. In Feng Shui, the bedroom is not just a place to sleep. It is the heart of the home's energy, the space that records all your emotions, thoughts, and relationships. Every sleepless night, every argument, every worry you carry into your dreams leaves an invisible imprint in this room. When the bedroom holds heavy energy, you can feel it immediately. Restless sleep, mental exhaustion, tense relationships, and even your confidence and finances begin to suffer. On the other hand, if the bedroom is kept clean both physically and energetically, it becomes a safe haven, a place where you are renewed, restored, and ready to welcome prosperity. This is why vinegar can create such a profound transformation. When you bring vinegar into the bedroom, you are giving yourself the chance to refresh your entire subconscious. Vinegar dissolves the layers of heaviness that have built up, returning the room to a neutral, Clear state. It's like erasing old emotional imprints and giving your mind the blank space it needs to begin again. Imagine taking a soft cloth, dipping it lightly into a diluted vinegar solution. You wipe around the bed frame, the wardrobe, the handles, the mirrors, even the hidden corners that often go unnoticed. If there is a mirror facing the bed, don't skip it. Mirrors can double both positive and negative energy. When cleansed with vinegar, they return to balance, no longer reflecting stagnation. You can even add a few dried rose petals or lavender to the solution to bring a softer, more soothing feeling to the space. A real story shows this clearly. Brooke, a young woman, had gone through many nights of insomnia and endless arguments with her husband. The atmosphere in the room was so heavy, she felt suffocated. One afternoon, she decided to try cleansing her bedroom with vinegar. She moved slowly, wiping as she imagined erasing pain and worry. That night, for the first time in weeks, she slept deeply. In the days that followed, her husband became gentler, more affectionate. Not long after, they both received good news about work, lifting the financial burden that had weighed on them for months. That was no coincidence. When you cleanse the bedroom, you are cleansing the very heart of your energy. And when that heart is light, calm, and peaceful, everything else in life, from health and relationships to finances, begins to shift in a better direction. When you're finished, sit quietly on the bed, take a deep breath, and affirm, "I deserve to rest, to be loved, and to live in complete abundance." This statement, combined with the pure energy of vinegar, will turn the bedroom into a place of healing, where your subconscious opens wide to receive prosperity. Spot 4. The living room, the center of the family. If the bedroom is the heart of the subconscious, then the living room is the heart of the entire home. It is where you and your family gather, where you welcome friends, where laughter, conversations, and also tension and fatigue are exchanged. Every emotion, good or bad, leaves its imprint on this space. That is why the living room is the central hub of energy, directly shaping the atmosphere of the whole house. Think back for a moment. How many times has an argument broken out in the living room, and afterward the heavy energy seemed to linger for days? How many times have you hosted a guest who drained your energy, and that feeling stayed even after they left? These invisible traces, if not purified, seep into the walls, the furniture, and eventually affect the entire family. This is where vinegar once again reveals its power. With its ability to absorb and dissolve energy, vinegar can refresh the living room, transforming it into a space that welcomes light, love, and prosperity. A simple, yet highly effective method is this. Place a glass cup in a corner of the room. Pour in some white vinegar and add a few spoonfuls of sea salt. Leave it there for 24 hours. During that time, the vinegar quietly absorbs all the heaviness and tension still clinging to the space. Afterward, simply discard the mixture outside the home. Wash the glass, and you will feel the difference in the atmosphere almost immediately. One family who tried this method shared their story. After months of tension and financial hardship, they decided to place a glass of salted vinegar in their living room. They weren't expecting much, but within just a few days, the air in the house felt lighter. The children argued less. The couple found it easier to talk. And most surprisingly, an old friend stopped by and offered them a promising business opportunity. This proves one thing. The living room is the mirror reflecting the prosperity of the entire family. When the energy here is cleansed, it radiates throughout every other room. The house becomes a place full of light, and everyone living inside feels happier, safer, and more connected. After refreshing the living room, take a moment to stand in the center of the space. Breathe deeply and declare, "My home is filled with light, love, and prosperity." This affirmation transforms the living room from an ordinary space into an energy center, a gathering place of happiness and abundance. These are the 4 power spots where vinegar exerts its strongest influence. When you cleanse them with mindful intention, you are not just tidying your home. You are purifying the very flow of your own energy. And when energy flows freely, prosperity will find its way to you, unstoppable. By now, You already know how vinegar can purify energy and open the path to prosperity. But to lock in that positive flow, there is one simple, yet extremely powerful ritual I want to share. It requires only two familiar ingredients: vinegar and salt. Don't let the simplicity fool you. When combined, they become an invisible shield that protects your home and strengthens peace and fortune. The process is gentle. All you need is a clear, clean glass. Pour white vinegar until the glass is half full. Then add 3 spoonfuls of coarse salt or sea salt. Do this in silence, because silence is the way you connect your intention to the energy of the universe. As each grain of salt touches the vinegar, imagine it absorbing every obstacle, every worry, and every unwanted source of energy in your life. When the mixture is ready, place the glass in a corner of the room where you feel heaviness, or in a space you often use, such as the living room, kitchen, or workspace. Do not cover it, and do not move it for 24 hours. During this time, the vinegar and salt quietly draw in layers of dense energy, like an invisible magnet. Many people have shared that after a day, they notice the salt rising to the surface, bubbles forming, or even the vinegar changing color. That is the sign the mixture is working. After 24 hours have passed, take the glass outside your home, discard the contents, and rinse the glass with fresh water. Never reuse the old solution, for it has already completed its task and now holds energy you no longer want to keep. For greater effect, you can repeat this ritual once a week for 3 consecutive weeks. This works like a deep cleansing cycle, gradually removing layers of stagnation that have built up over time. After 3 weeks, you will notice a clear difference. The atmosphere in your home feels lighter, your mind sharper, and the current of prosperity seems to flow more freely. When you set down the glass of vinegar and salt, take a moment to quietly affirm, "I release old energy and seal peace and prosperity within my space." This statement seals the ritual, like setting a sacred password that protects your home and your life. Never underestimate the power of small actions. In Feng Shui, it is often the simplest practices that unlock the greatest changes. The glass of salted vinegar may look ordinary, but when placed with the right intention, it becomes a powerful anchor of energy, helping you maintain balance and attract long-lasting fortune. Vinegar is already strong enough to cleanse the energy in your home. But if you want deeper, longer-lasting results, there are 7 simple tips you can apply. These tips act like catalysts, helping positive energy flow more powerfully and drawing prosperity to you more quickly. 1. Choose the right time. In Feng Shui and many spiritual traditions, time is not just numbers on a clock. Every moment carries its own current of energy. If you perform a vinegar cleansing ritual at the right time, its effect will be much stronger and longer lasting. One of the simplest ways to choose the right moment is by observing the cycle of the moon. When the new moon appears, the energy of beginnings is at its peak. This is the ideal time to cleanse your space and open the path for new opportunities. As the moon waxes and grows brighter, expansion energy supports growth, especially wishes related to wealth and prosperity. When the moon wanes, the energy turns toward release. If your goal is to let go of stagnation, dissolve heavy emotions, or close an old chapter, this is the best time. However, if your intention is to attract luck and new opportunities, the new moon or waxing moon will serve you better. Beyond lunar cycles, you can also rely on your own inner signals. There are days when your body and mind clearly tell you fatigue, heaviness, or a sense of being lost. That is the very moment your space is calling out for purification. So, open the windows after cleansing. When you cleanse with vinegar, layers of old energy are stirred up. If all the windows and doors remain shut, that heaviness can stay trapped inside, eventually settling back onto the walls, the floor, and the furniture. This is why opening the windows after cleansing is just as important as the ritual itself. Think of vinegar as an invisible broom sweeping away the dust of energy. But for the dust to truly disappear, it needs an exit. By opening a window or the front door, you allow the old energy to leave while welcoming fresh air and new life to flow in. Just 10 to 15 minutes is enough for you to notice a clear shift. The air feels fresher, the light brighter, and the room naturally more comfortable. In Feng Shui, this is how qi circulates, an essential factor for maintaining balance, health, and prosperity in the home. This step is simple, but cannot be skipped. It is like opening the lungs of your home, allowing it to breathe, releasing the old, and welcoming the vitality of nature. 3. Light a white candle or burn incense. After cleansing with vinegar, your home becomes like a blank sheet of paper, fresh, pure, and light. But it still needs one final step to seal the positive energy you've just created. One of the simplest, yet most effective ways is to light a white candle or burn a bit of incense. A white candle has long been seen as a symbol of purity and light. When lit, it not only brings warmth, but also strengthens the clean state of the space. That small flame is a gentle reminder that darkness and stagnation have withdrawn, making way for clarity and peace. Incense also carries a long and sacred history. From the East to the Middle East, incense has been used in rituals for cleansing, prayer, and spiritual connection. When you burn sandalwood, frankincense, or myrrh, the smoke spreads throughout the room like a flowing current, raising the frequency of energy and creating an invisible shield of protection for your home. You don't need to keep the candle or incense burning for long. Just a few minutes is enough to stabilize the atmosphere and preserve the purity you've established through the vinegar ritual. 4. Cleanse personal items as well. Your living space is only part of the energy you carry with you every day. Personal items like your wallet, keys, phone, laptop, or jewelry also store your emotions and experiences. If they are tied to worry, failure, or painful memories, they can unknowingly hold on to heavy energy and slow the flow of fortune. That's why it's important to cleanse these items regularly. Vinegar is ideal because its natural acidity can erase old energy. The method is simple. Dilute vinegar with water. Dip a soft cloth into the solution though, and gently wipe the surfaces of your belongings. For smaller items like rings or bracelets, you can rinse them quickly in diluted vinegar and dry them immediately afterward. As you do this, keep your mind focused on release. Imagine you are removing invisible traces that have built up on these items after many days of use. Once cleansed, they return to a neutral state, ready to carry fresh energy forward. This only takes a few minutes, but the effect is tangible. You may feel your wallet lighter, your keys becoming tools that open doors, and your jewelry or personal belongings carrying comfort instead of heaviness. This small step can spark big changes on your path to prosperity. 5. Maintain a positive mindset. The power of any ritual does not come only from the action itself, but also from the state of mind of the one performing it. When you cleanse with vinegar, your inner energy blends into every movement. If you clean while angry, tired, or stressed, that heaviness can remain in the space instead of being released. That's why, before you begin, give yourself a few minutes to prepare your mindset. Sit still, inhale deeply, and exhale slowly. Allow your body to relax and let go of unnecessary worries. Some people like to play soft music to create a calming atmosphere. Others prefer complete silence to focus within. Once your spirit is at peace, the simple act of holding the cloth, moving your hands, or walking around the room becomes part of the healing process. The positive energy you cultivate in that moment will spread, allowing vinegar to work naturally and more deeply. This is why your inner state is just as important as the tool you use. 6. Repeat in cycles. One vinegar cleansing can certainly make a difference. The air feels fresher, the room more comfortable, and your mind noticeably lighter. But just like dust or waste, negative energy returns if it is not cleared regularly. To maintain lasting effects, turn cleansing into a cyclical habit. Some people prefer to do it weekly, often on weekends, as a way to reset the home after busy workdays. Others choose to do it monthly, especially during the new moon, when nature itself is in a cycle of new beginnings. There is no strict rule, only the rhythm that feels right for you and your family. Repeating the ritual regularly is like tending a garden. One watering may revive a plant, but only consistent care allows it to flourish long-term. Your home is no different. When you maintain a cleansing cycle, you keep the flow of energy in constant motion, renewing and nurturing your daily life. 7. End with gratitude. Every vinegar cleansing ritual becomes more complete when it ends with a moment of gratitude. This is not a complicated step, but it is an essential one that helps stabilize and preserve the positive energy you've just created. When the cleaning is done, don't rush away immediately. Pause for a few minutes. Stand still in the center of the room or near the area you just cleansed. Take a deep breath and notice the shift in the air. It may feel lighter, fresher, or simply more comfortable than before. Gratitude in this moment acts like a subtle coating that covers the entire space. It doesn't need fancy words, only your presence and sincere awareness. Gratitude locks in the uplifting vibrations, allowing them to stay longer within your home. This moment also gives you a chance to connect more deeply with yourself. It reminds you that every action, no matter how small, carries the power to change not just your living space, but also your mood and your daily life. And when you nurture this sense of appreciation, you are building the foundation for positive energy to grow and expand. When you combine vinegar with these 7 tips, the energy in your home will not only be cleaner, but also stronger and more stable. Each step is like an extra layer of protection, helping you maintain balance while opening the door wider for prosperity. Remember, vinegar is just the tool. The true key lies in your intention and the energy you bring to the practice. When you act with faith, peace, and gratitude, your home becomes a place where luck and opportunity always find their way. You've seen how powerfully vinegar can shift the energy flow in your home. But this is only the beginning. In upcoming videos, I will share even deeper rituals, Feng Shui secrets that most people have never heard before. So make sure to subscribe now and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the practices that could unlock the prosperity you've been seeking. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Writing down something positive is like planting a seed for good fortune. And who knows, one small action today may become the starting point for a major breakthrough in your life. And don't forget to share this video with your family or friends. When you help others cleanse their energy, you also open another doorway of luck for yourself.